Hi, this is Stephan G4G, or as I'm known online, Stephanissmart, and I want to take the opportunity to make a video on my fastest win ever on the free internet chess server. So this is how the game went. I did pawn e4, he responded pawn e5, I had developed my knight, he developed his knight, and I got into a Ruy Lopez. So he developed this pawn, then maybe for one square of center control. I'm not really sure what this pawn is doing. It's blockaded his dark square bishop. Maybe he's opened up, maybe preparing for a pin on this knight, but I'm not real sure. And I now just develop my knight. He kicks my bishop. He develops his knight. And I wouldn't have done this yet, since there's no real way for this knight to do anything over here. And I simply ignored it and castled. And now, maybe he developed this bishop just to get a castle position, but other than that, there's no real purpose for this bishop to be here. It controls one square. It doesn't need to be protecting this knight. And it's basically blockading everything going on in here, even the queen. So I just push up my knight, threatening, well, forking his knight and his bishop over here. And then he just castles. So I can understand why he did this, because both his pieces are protected. So I simply pushed up my pawn, and I created a deliberate weakness here, this e4 pawn, as you can see. And I was hoping he would take the bait, and he did. So now I threaten his knight, he has to protect, and I took his pawn, he takes with his knight, I take with my knight, and now, as you can see, I have check over here with my knight taking his bishop, his dark square bishop. So now he has to take, so he takes with the queen. And now, as you can see, his queen's on the same file as my rook. So if I can simply clear up this space over here, then his queen's going to be under threat, and I'll be able to chase it around the board with my pieces. So I threatened his bishop and his knight, and he defended with his queen. And now he made actually a blunder, a positional blunder, maybe earlier in the game or recently. And it was by giving up this d pawn over here and not developing this pawn over here to c6. So I simply fork his knight and his rook over here, and he's running out of time by now. He's about maybe 2 minutes 50, even though this clock over here, it's wrong. I think it's from the PGN file, maybe it got messed up, but as you can see, he had about 2 minutes 50 seconds, I had about 3 minutes 47, and I forked his knight and his rook over here. So now, as you can see, there's not a lot of options. Either way, he's going down material. So for some reason, he moved his knight, and I was just kind of intrigued by this. I wasn't really sure what he was planning. I thought maybe it was a trap, maybe to take this rook over here, so I took anyways, and he takes with his rook, and now I noticed he didn't see my queen, and he simply made a mistake over here. So now, as you can see, he has no real options but to block with the knight, since it's protected by the bishop, and now I just moved my bishop up to f4, hoping he would take, so then it would be checkmate, and he resigned at this point, simply because his queen would be under threat, and I would be able to trap his queen within these G and H files over here. So hope you enjoyed the video, and hope to see you online. This is Stephanissmart.